I'm not here to sell you guys anything this morning other than a simple concept that you can do more with AI than you think. How many of you are using a chatbot regularly? Of those, how many of you are using code at all? Wow, fantastic. Okay, I think, first of all, AI helped me nail blue steel. And as Davin said, I've been at this for a long time. I built my first website back in 1995. I've got 15 books. I created Yahoo Games, blah, 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 blah. Forget about me. Let's get to you. I like to see pattern recognition. And back in 1980, when I discovered at the age of 16 years old that I could get a computer, I thought, this is the future. And my mom said, what are you going to do with the computer? And I said, I don't know, but it's cool, and I'm going to use it. Let's see what happens. And I built my first website in 1995, and in 2000, they were saying, the internet's over. That's what I said, exactly. I said, we're just getting started. ChatGPT comes out 3 years ago, 100 million users and nothing flat, and I say, oh my gosh, this is about to change everything. But up until about 3 weeks ago, I was living on this side of Kansas. I had dabbled with AI for 3 years. I even had a podcast with Travis Wright, my co-host on the Bad Crypto podcast, called The Bad AI Show. And when we saw how quickly it was moving, we thought we can't keep up with 2 shows at once. But about 3 weeks ago, after seeing so many tweets and posts about ClaudeBot and OpenClaw, who's heard about that? Claude Code, who's heard of that? I opened the door and my world became Technicolor. This is where you are right now. If you think you're behind, these are all the people. These are the people that are using chatbots. These are the people that are using Claude Code to build amazing things. We are so early. And so I had a talk with my younger self. I said, self, be sure that you pay attention to AI and buy lots of Bitcoin. This still amazes me that we can do this. Love yourself. So a few years ago, as people were losing jobs, we were telling them, learn to code. Sorry that you lost your job, but learn to code. Guess what? That doesn't cut it anymore, gang. Because even the coders are now learning to prompt. And that is the art of telling AI exactly, precisely what you want it to deliver to you. OpenClaw does things. This is Ziggy. Ziggy is one of my OpenClaw bots. I asked him to tell me what he does, and he gave me this entire list here. I'm going to show you pictures of some of what he actually does in a moment. This is Veronica, V as I call her. She's my sexy bot librarian. And I asked her to tell me the things that she does for me. ClaudeBot and Claude Code have turned me into a raving maniac. Ask Erin, my fiance, back there. Everybody turn back there and say, hi, Erin. There she is. I am late into the evening, drumming away at my laptop, getting ClaudeBot and Claude Code to do things for me. So worldvillage.com is one of the oldest sites in the world. I registered it back in 1995, and it is in a pack of about 50 websites that exist out of billions that has been live this whole time in the hands of its original owner. It's an artifact of the internet. However, I have neglected it sorely and kind of treated it like the red-headed, freckle-faced stepchild at Kmart all these years. Sorry to any of you gingers out there. And I haven't done much with it. And I thought, I don't have the bandwidth to create content, but what if I train ClaudeBot in my voice and take this site, that was the original site back in 1995, back when we did image maps and you would click on different places to take you somewhere. What if I told Ziggy, my Claude bot, create original content in my voice in these various verticals and clusters. I want you to spin up 3 articles a day of the length of about 800 to 1,000 words. I want you to embed deep links to other links on the site or some of my other sites if they are relevant to the content of the article. Go over to OpenAPI, use OpenAI DALL-E to create an image, a thumbnail to go with it, and spit out content for me on automatic. My site is revived thanks to ClaudeBot, and when you go and you read those articles, they sound like me. It's amazing. It's revived. This is a site, growingprofits.com, that I used during my internet marketing days when I was selling product, and it's been sitting dormant for about 12 years. I thought, well, what do people use to grow profits? Well, they'll use a lot of calculators to determine what their revenue is and so forth, and there's a lot of different ways we can grow profits with our insurance, saving money on that, on investments. And so I went to Claude Code and I said, let's build out a site of what people are looking for. This site I built out in about 3 hours using Claude Code. 49 tools, all AI powered. So for example, we've got an employee cost calculator. We've got ad spend ROI, rent versus buy, mortgage payment calculator. We have articles. They look just like this. Claude actually does a pretty good job of doing layout and design. It's very basic. If I wanted to add to it, I could do more, but pretty simple. 3 hours, built out the whole site, added an article to go with each calculator or AI tool, spun it up. You got to have a little technical know-how. Yeah, I've gotten more accustomed to using Terminal on my MacBook than I would like to. And sometimes it's frustrating, but when you push through, what it can do is nothing short of miraculous. Finally, last example, and Devin, I'm going to keep it short for you so we can move things along. You're welcome. Back in 2020, I helped to pioneer the NFT, non-fungible token arena of the world, and created a series called Blockchain Heroes. And we had a number of 50 heroes that were kind of like old-style trading cards. You'd open up a pack of them and you would see what was inside, and they could be common variations, they could be rare variations, they could be animated legendary variations, and they were purely collectibles. And I minted about 1.5 million NFTs. We rode that wave. NFTs will be back in some form, even though most of them are worthless now. And I thought to myself, what if I could use Claude Code to build a game using Blockchain Heroes? Now, in case I haven't said it yet, I can't code a lick. Well, that's not entirely true. When I had my TRS-80, I went into BASIC and I typed line 10, print hello, line 20, go to 10, run. Hello, 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 hello. That was the full extent of my coding abilities. Hey, that was something in 1980, not so much now. And I definitely can't code a game. Here's all our heroes. So, in plain language, I went to Claude. I said, I've got these collectible trading cards that live on the Wax blockchain. I've got 50 heroes in 5 different variations. What's a simple game that we could create together? Claude replied, how about war? Everybody knows war, right? You got your deck of cards, you flip them over, high card wins, takes them. Well, these don't have any numbers to them. Okay, what if common cards are worth 1 point, uncommons are worth 2, rares are worth 3, epics are worth 4, legendaries are worth 5. We go head to head against the computer in 50 rounds. Whoever gets the most points wins. This is exactly what it looks like now on the computer. Here's all your heroes right here. If you don't have a blockchain wallet, you just click I don't have cards. Anybody can play this. We got all the rules that are laid out here for how to play the game. making it real simple. And then once you're ready to go, you scroll up to the top, you click Build Your Deck. It fills in one of each of the heroes in the different variations from legendary down to common. You pick your villain that you want to play against. They go from 1 star all the way up to 5 star. And then you play Start Match. Mind you, I didn't code any of this. Away we go. Play. Now, this has sound and music with it, too. I didn't put it in here because I didn't know how, actually. But you can see 3-2 which card wins, and you can see it keeping score up here up top. I made this. And then I said, well, what if we added some other characteristics to it? What if certain heroes got +1 buffs? Now it's going through all 50 rounds really quick. So we added things here where you have 4 opportunities to peek at the opponent's card. And you either win or you lose at the end. And the next idea is to have people who connect their wallets reward them with an NFT once they have victory, and they can move on to the next person. If I can do this with Claude Code, in this full version, I want to say 2 days. And we're not talking 8-hour days either. I don't do 8-hour days. I've never done 8-hour days. If I can do this in 2 working days, what can you, in your imagination, do to serve your customers, for you to have fun, to be creative? Go try this stuff. It's worth it. Claude is the easiest to use for the $20 a month, although now I'm testing Gemini for some things I'm building because it connects directly to Google Drive. It makes great images as well, and I'm just having so much dang fun with this thing. It's crazy. I do a podcast called AI for Everyone, primarily for those in the 55 plus group. Many in that age range are either feeling completely overwhelmed by AI, as some of you might be right now. Hopefully I've alleviated that a little bit. And others are terrified because all they're hearing is the robots are coming for us and we're all going to die. The truth is probably somewhere in between, but we're not going to know. I still stand by the thesis that all technology is amoral. It's neither good nor bad. It's what we choose to use it for that really matters the most. You can go check out some of my episodes, AI for Everyone show. Thanks again, Davin, for having me. My book, AI Made Simple, comes out in December of this year, and then I will be selling you something. Thanks very much.
Beautiful. Joel Comm. The man, the myth. Thank you, amigo. And thanks for your friendship. Love you, brother.